Yo, this is the Round Circle. Another episode with your host, the Fifth General, Zaccheus and Cinemascapes. What's going on, y'all?
It was good, man.
What's up, man?
All right. We're going to get into a couple things today. We're going to talk about very sad situation that I'm tired of it happening. Good Lord. I mean, enough is enough. Young brother, young king in Arizona, stabbed to death at a convenience store for allegedly playing rap music by, his name is Elijah Alamein, who stabbed him to death was a white supremacist. I'm calling him that because that's what you got to be to do this kind of crime. Yeah. His name is Michael Paul Adams. And he's facing charges of aggravated assault.
Yes.
Which I'm trying to figure that out. Should be more than that. Aggravated assault.
First degree murder.
Thank you. It should be more than just aggravated assault.
How you man. I mean, how do you attack a young man?
Oh wait, hold on. I got that wrong. I'm sorry. Michael Adams already was released from prison because he was sentenced for aggravated assault and death. Okay, so he got priors. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So we'll talk about that first. We're going to talk about the recent controversy by white supremacists and suspected white supremacists mad at Ariel being casted in the new Disney Little Mermaid movie. Ariel will be casted by Halle Bailey, actress off the show Grownish, who's also a twin. Okay. And then lastly, we're going to get into the biggest power move that happened this free agency, in my opinion, with Kawhi Leonard signing with the Clippers and Paul George being traded to the Clippers. That's what completed this deal. So we're going to get into all the things that surrounded by that. We're going to take our time today. All right. Yeah. Zaccheus, I'm going to need you to take lead on this topic with Elijah Alamein. Tell us what happened and your thoughts about this.
Well, we have a black young man, a teenager, and he was playing. He played hip hop music. His name is Elijah Alamein. He played hip hop music, and when I heard the news and I read it, I didn't believe it at first because I know I have someone that I ran into and told me that not a young black kid been killed, and I was like, okay, but I was like, for what? Oh, for playing rap music. And then when he told me that, then I read about it, I went to depth about it, and I seen as in Arizona, Peoria. I never heard of Peoria, Arizona, but it's Arizona. This is the same state that took a long time to get Dr. King's birthday, and it has a history.
National holiday, right?
So to me, I'm like, wow. So he's playing rap music. Could easily tell him to turn it down
in his own car. At that,
in his own car, yes, in a convenience store, around the convenience store, K store, a Circle K store in the Peoria area in Arizona, and he was at around 1:42 a.m. He was sliced. His throat was sliced because the white supremacist Michael Adams, a 27-year-old, slit his throat for playing the rap music, stating that you don't want this type of music playing in this type of music does not belong in our community. How dare him? It doesn't belong in our community. How dare him play rap music in our community? He got some nerve. So he slit his throat, and Elijah Alamein died immediately. I mean, this is disgusting. When I read this, I was angry, and I was like, man, I wanted to know what was going on with playing the rap music. I mean, people play all types of music loud. All because this young brother plays rap music, and all you got to do is tell him to turn it down, but you slit a throat. I want to see the outcome of this, because to me, Michael Adams should be facing 20 years to life or death penalty or long charges. He should not. They're gonna fight. He's gonna fight it, and he's gonna plead insanity. I want to see the end result of this case. I'm gonna keep following up on this. This is ridiculous, So, it's just it happened. Well, it happened on the 4th of July. That's not a reason. It happened on the 4th of July. People hanging out and having fun, and music is playing. So, to me, if this is not racism at its best, this is it. This is it right here, man.
I'm gonna quote something from the article from NBC News, but before I do that, Cinema, what are your thoughts?
Can you please turn that down? What the heck?
Jesus.
You can't ask somebody to turn the radio. I've done that before. Somebody comes up, can you turn that down? All right, man. I mean, who doesn't go around blasting music in their car? And then you open the door,
Thank you.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
It's like very extreme steps. Slitting somebody's throat over loud music. I mean, totally uncalled for. You didn't even ask the young man to turn it down. Now somebody, you've taken a life over foolishness. Because it doesn't belong in our neighborhood. It's his neighborhood too. It's a convenience store.
Exactly.
But it's Arizona. So
yeah.
Number one. But we won't even go in there because we talked about that on a previous show.
Oh yes,
the
we
first
did.
season. So this is ludicrous. What you can't even breathe. Like this year, a black man was killed in his own home. Now,
yeah.
What can we do?
Oh man, yeah, it's just.
Let me just
ongoing thing, man.
Let me just say this for the audience out there. I'm not 100% informed on this story, so I'm going to speak according to what I just read and what I just heard today by my two brothers here. I'm reading from NBCnews.com, okay? A legit source, some would say. So, let me just read this. Adams told investigators that he attacked the boy because he heard him listening to rap music in his car. According to the Arizona Republic, Adams reportedly said rap music makes him feel unsafe because he has been attacked by people in the past who listened to it. NBC News could not independently verify this report. Okay, so that's a lead that they got. The victim's family was speaking with NBC News, has identified the teen as Elijah. So they knew who that was. They said that's my son, our son. Now, yes. Adams was charged with premeditated first-degree murder and appeared in court the same day as the stabbing. Same day. This attack took place just 2 days after Adams was released from prison, where he had completed a sentence for aggravated assault and theft. I got some more for you.
I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
You're the crook.
Exactly. I got some more for you before we get into it.
All right. Bring it.
So he walked up on him as Elijah was at the soda machine. I'm going to go ahead and guess that Elijah didn't see him coming.
No,
so Adams pulled a sucker move because he knew that if he would have walked up on he knew Elijah wasn't a man. What I mean by man, I mean an adult man like me, like me, you, and Cinema. Okay.
Yeah.
Cause you ain't rolling up on me like that. So what he saw was what we like to call soft targets, women and children.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because this man, Adams, is 27 years old. 27.
Yeah.
I'm no tough guy, but my awareness is good. You ain't about to just walk up on me. Okay?
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and guess Elijah did not see him coming, because if he did, he would have been able to defend himself. So I think he walked up on him while he was looking forward, and he came behind him and slid him from the back. That's what I'm guessing. The article doesn't say that, but that's my guess. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, he said that people who listened to it made him feel, he said he'd been attacked by people who would listen to it. What people? What people? What do these people look like? The reason why I'm drawing this out is because basically he kind of criminalized himself. Now it has to be treated as a hate crime.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, hate crime gives you you could be sentenced to 25 to life. Well, at least 25 years. Hate crimes, I think, give you 25 years, right? In most states, you get 20 to 25 years if it's a hate crime, right? Minimum?
Right, at least.
Something like that. Right, at least, right? So, he better not get off, man. He better not get off. This better not be another Trayvon situation. I ain't playing.
Nah, it cannot be. No, it can't. Yeah, I'm serious. This is, man. Oh man, no man. Right now, it's getting tweeted. Hashtag justice for Elijah. You know, and it's like, I'm standing with them, man, because this is overwhelming just to hear this news.
And I got another thing. Elijah would still be alive if Paul Adams would have mind his freaking business. Elijah was in his car, where Elijah felt that he might have been safe.
Right.
He got out of his car. Did he walk up on Paul? Did he walk up on Michael Adams? No.
No.
Michael Adams walked up. Exactly. Michael Adams walked up on him.
Mm-hmm.
You got dang right. That's premeditated murder.
Exactly.
Because you went out of your way to him. And if it was at a store, there has to be footage. Hello? There has to be.
Exactly. Hello.
Where's the camera?
Yeah, it has to be footage on this. Has to be.
I'm gonna give it back to y'all, man. That's what I had to say, because I'm gonna see how this unfolds. I have to stay up to speed on this going forward now. Now that Zaccheus, you have told me about this.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna stay up to speed on that. I just don't like what I just read, man. I don't like what I read. It reminds me of the Jordan Davies situation in Florida, where the guy killed him. He was playing music in his car at a gas station.
Right.
Minding his own business.
Exactly. Just leave us alone. As black folks, we just want you to leave us alone. He would have been alive if you just would have left him alone. Just like Trayvon. Exactly. You ever notice a lot of these killings happen because they didn't leave us alone?
They didn't mind their business.
Just leave us alone.
You're right. Exactly.
That's all you got to do. It's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad.
He would have got a soda, got back in his car, and been gone.
And it would have been it. It's bad enough. We got to fight this system of systemic racism and white supremacy all in one. I'm just saying it that way to kind of so people could so for the people who act like they don't hear me. All we want is bad enough. We got to battle this every day. Okay, right. So when we come home, we want peace. We got to deal with this every day. It's bad enough we got to battle this every day. So all we want you to do is leave us alone. If you're not going to contribute or help us in any kind of way, it ain't like we asking for help. But if you're not going to do that, then leave us alone.
That's right.
Jesus.
Yeah, leave it. Yeah.
There is not a time in history where this doesn't make any where what I'm saying doesn't make any sense. If you go back in history, so many, all they had to do, I'm talking about the white supremacists, all they had to do was leave us alone, but they didn't because they're obsessed with us.
Yeah, they want to be us. They're upset. They fear us.
Jesus,
that's another thing too. So yeah,
I'm gonna give it back. I'm gonna give it back to you. Go ahead, Zaccheus.
Yeah, it's fair that makes people react to certain things. It's fair that makes people bias. It's fair because they want to keep things systematic. They want to keep things, want to have a supremacy on everything. And what we do in our community, in our neighborhoods, we just want to build and help each other out, man. Yes, we do have a lot of turmoil in our community, but also when we go to our communities and minding our own business, especially the young men, he didn't rob no store. He ain't going there to rob. All he was doing is listening to his music. Why can't he listen to his music in peace? Why? Okay, if it's too loud, ask him politely to turn it down. But you rather.
He don't need to be asking them nothing. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Because number one, people like him, white supremacists, think that they're entitled to ask us to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep, just no, don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Don't even walk upon me. Don't even. First of all, don't even look at me because I don't know what you're gonna do. Can you imagine if Elijah said that he killed Michael Paul Adams because rock music made him feel unsafe or country music made him feel unsafe? He's blaming it on the music.
Oh, the music, yeah.
When no, you killed him because you wanted to go out there and kill a black kid. That's why you killed him.
Yeah, I would ask him a question. If that was a white kid playing rap music, would you kill him too?
Well, that's why somebody should ask this man, who are these people? I want him to get himself in trouble by telling what these people look like. Because I need it to be clear that this is when he is asked, you know what, they actually won't put him on the witness stand. That's another thing that they do in a lot of these cases where they want to get the guy off. They won't put the defendant on they won't put the accused on the witness stand.
Yeah.
Because then you can't criminalize them for words. Or you can go by is your prior investigation that happened that led up to the court, but if he doesn't speak, then you don't get him on his words in court. So you have to look to the words in the confession that he gave in the interrogation room.
Yeah, man. Sure.
Cinema, anything, we need to move on, but Cinema, anything you want to last say about this topic?
It's totally ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. It's like, okay, can I breathe? Can I play music? Can I do something? Can I go buy Skittles? Can I get a drink? Can I,
Right.
What can we do?
Yeah, what can we do?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Anything we do, can I be in my house chilling?
Yeah.
Exactly.
you know, it's just, and it's not like it's over and over and over again. It hasn't stopped and nobody's doing anything about it. There's no legislation. There's nothing.
Yeah, as you can see, and I know.
Let me tell you something right now. Right now. This is Fifth speaking. If that man would have walked up on me with a knife, me and him are fighting to the death. Plain and simple. Right. So that's the kind of stuff that's gonna happen going forward.
Right.
Those people are gonna get tired.
Yeah.
Of you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how, The Black Panthers, they got tired of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then, it didn't, they want to label them a terrorist group, but they were helping the community. And then people escalated on them. And so you escalate, I escalate.
Exactly.
Go back and see the real history of it.
Exactly. And that was all about, and that was all about self-defense because of what was happening to us every day. So they said, no. The police are not for our people, so we have to be the police for our people. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's exactly what the Black Panthers was for us. So that kind of thinking, cinema. I know what you're trying to say. It's that kind of thing that creates that thing that says, you know what? You ain't about to be running up on my 17-year-olds and 13-year-olds, and you're not about to be doing that. After I just seen a video of a 40-something-year-old man on top of a young kid in a park, 13 between 10 to 13 years old. I don't know if anybody you saw that footage right in the playground.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Now that's the kind of mind that Adams has. It's that mind.
You putting your hand on somebody else's child that's not your own.
Exactly.
You don't have the authority to do that. If something's going on, you're supposed to call the police.
Yes.
And that's what's his name didn't do. He actually called the police, and the police said leave the kid alone, and he still killed Trayvon.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
He said, are you following him?
Zimmerman.
And he goes, yeah. He said, okay, we don't need to do that. Exactly. Told him don't follow him. And that's the thing. That should have got him locked up just based off of that.
Right. But yeah.
He wouldn't leave him alone. Because he said they always get away effing punks. So that mentality is the mentality that Adams have and that so many people have, and they haven't. And let me tell you something. They have that mentality. The only thing is they just haven't acted on the crime yet. And if they did, they haven't gotten caught.
Right. Exactly.
I leave people alone, man. I leave people alone because I want to be left alone.
Exactly.
I leave them alone. As long as you ain't doing something to me. You in the space of your space. So you go ahead and do what you got to do in your space, and I'm going to do what I got to do in my space and get home.
Yeah, exactly.
This is all we trying to do as black people is get home safe.
Exactly.
That's it. Get home safe, yeah.
I hate the fact that boy was alone, man. Elijah, I hate this. He was alone.
Alone, yeah.
I don't even have kids. But this is the kind of stuff that pisses me off, man.
Exactly.
You can't be with your kids all the time. Not at that age. Not at 17.
Not at 17, no.
And now you got some random guy who thinks he, that he's judge, jury, and executioner, judging your kid for something that's not even a crime.
Well, because he's seen other people do it. He's a copycat. And this is the problem with the justice system.
And he's a criminal.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a criminal with priors. Okay? Yes. And then they want to say stuff like, oh, well, in this article, I got one more, and then we're going to get off of this topic because we got to move on. Here's another thing that pissed me off here. So here's where he's probably going to plead the insanity case. So they're saying, so in this article, it says that oh Jesus, come on, hold on. Where we at? I just had it. I got to do it. Got to do it. Okay. So this is what they're trying to say. In a video obtained by, this is an NBCNews.com article. In a video obtained by KPNX, Adams' attorney, J.C. whatever your name is, I don't care, argued in court that the attack was a failing on the part of the Department of Corrections. Okay. So not blaming Adams at all, not holding him accountable. Here we go again.
Yeah. And here we go again.
And said that despite symptoms of mental illness, here we go, multiple prior felonies and a history of potentially unprovoked dangerous behavior, Adams was released into the community without medication or support.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I understand this is a real issue. I get it. I'm not gonna downplay that people come out of prison and are not rehabbed before they go into society. That is a real thing. But no, you are not gonna tell me that you're gonna use this thing to make sure that he gets off from a murder. He didn't get off when he had aggravated assault. He went to jail for that.
Right.
So don't tell me I'm going to throw the man in jail for aggravated assault and theft, but we not going to put him in jail for a murder? Y'all better not tell me that. Y'all better not.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Arizona, I got my eyes on y'all. I ain't playing.
Yeah, I said this.
Listen, we will stay on this top. We will report this later if we get anything new, whether it's on the Round Circle or whether it's on Mississippi and Fifth. If we get any new evidence around that, we'll definitely have all of us here for that. If it's on Mississippi and Fifth, we're going to have Cinema on that episode, okay? We're not playing around with this one. I don't like this one. I don't like this.
Exactly.
All right, so, okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Hopefully I can segue this nicely because this is another thing that's going to get me upset. So we're gonna get into so this is going this topic has been viral. Okay, Disney has casted for Ariel in the new live action Little Mermaid. Mm-hmm. It's the only casting we have so far. No Ursula, no King Triton yet. No Sebastian. I don't know who's gonna play the voice of Sebastian. We don't know yet. We don't know. Right. But wait, you know Cinema?
I said the original dude is still alive.
Right. They could use him. They could do just like they did with Lion King by still using Mufasa. But you know, and I'm gonna get into Lion King. Right. I'm gonna get into that too. So they selected Halle Bailey. Halle Bailey is a twin. Okay, on the show Grownish. Actress, also sing. Both of them sing. I never heard them sing, so I don't know. But Disney's statement, it's not an official one because it hasn't been Disney per se. It's been subsidiaries who work under Disney. They basically said that she was picked because of her as a singer. Because when she was picked, they said, "Listen, in the original Little Mermaid." It's a musical as well. No different from Aladdin. No different from Aladdin and Lion King. Lion King got music. Lion King has story. A lot of story, but Lion King has music, right? Little Mermaid has music. So no different from that. So they picked her not because she's black. Mm-hmm. They picked her because she could sing. That was the whole point. They said, you know what? She can act good enough and she can sing. So we're going to pick her.
Oh.
Right? I'm glad that Disney is defending the backlash because a lot of people have said, you know, with the hashtag not my Ariel, you know, because in the Little Mermaid original movie, Little Mermaid was white. Everybody was white. I mean, if you want to go back to that time, everybody was white. Okay? You know, Cinema. Since this was your idea to talk about the subject and you have a lot to talk about, you go first.
Okay. Let's not talk about blackface. Let's not talk about Elizabeth Taylor and Cleopatra.
Go there.
Let's not talk about the 10 Commandments.
Go there, Charleston.
Let's not even talk about that recent Egypt movie they had all white people.
All trash.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Gods of Egypt we're talking about.
Yeah. Gods of Egypt. You know. Y'all mad? Because we got representation now? How nobody mad at Beyonce being Nala? Oh, that's an exception.
Actually, hold on. Some people are mad about that.
Yeah, but not enough. Beehive shuts them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you think it's a girl with no stature, no reputation, or we're going to come and attack her. You you saw what Kiki said on Strahan and Sarah.
What'd she say? Go ahead. I don't know.
She went off. Go watch the clip. I'm not even gonna go into it. Go see it for yourself.
Okay.
But basically, didn't we not have Oscars So White just 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about Asia. Let's talk about Tom Cruise playing a samurai. Let's talk about Scarlett Johansson, who I love, playing a Japanese robot.
Wow. Yeah. See?
Ghost in the Shell.
That movie was butt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Netflix American version of Death Note.
Oh God.
Exactly.
The only good thing about that movie was the fact that William Dafoe did a good acting job. But yeah, you're right. That was cultural appropriation at its finest.
When there's a Japanese version of Death Note movies, 1 and 2, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, you're not only doing it to the black community, you do it to Asians. Y'all did it to Bruce Lee and made him wear a mask on TV.
Oh, yes. Ooh.
Green Hornet.
Yeah, Kato, Green Hornet. Oh, no, Green Hornet. That was Green Hornet.
Oh. Ooh, and y'all gave that to Robbie Cap.
Hello. Yes, they did. And they
let's just say this.
For years.
I had a list, and if I read the list, it would be the whole show.
You know what? Listen.
Seriously.
Speaking on Kung Fu, yo, I didn't even watch the shows, man, because I was so upset. I'm like, why are they calling him Kung Fu? Yet the Chinese, that's their culture, and that's their history. So for years. They shunned Bruce Lee on that for years.
They stole that idea from him, basically.
Yeah.
And, he went back and made Fist of Fury, Big Boss Man. If you're overseas, they marketed it as Fist of Fury here in America. So forgive us.
Yes.
So,
yes. And they killed him, but we're not going to go into that, though. We
don't even have time for that.
Yeah.
But we're talking about appropriation, just not black culture, any culture.
Yeah. Right.
And finally, what did they do to my man Goku in Dragon Ball?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Listen.
Kristen Crook and Street Fighter. Like I said, be the whole show. But my whole point is this:
Kristen's half Asian, so I guess she gets a pass.
Kristen Crook gets a pass.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Nobody knows that who's going to see it except hardcore fans like us. Yeah. I'm a hardcore Kristen Crook fan.
Yeah.
Sue me.
Yeah.
So basically, you're going into that. And you're mad when I haven't even seen myself represented. It was always, the token black guy on Silver Spoons was Alfonso Ribeiro. Nothing against my dude. I love that dude. But the character they made him play.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of and they kind of got revenge on all of that when they cast him for a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and they did some great storylines around this character, which I loved.
Yeah.
So, Fresh Prince was very thought out,
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So, okay, Bill Cosby had to make the Cosby Show for us to see like the first black family with, image. He had doctors and psychologists help him write the script, so he didn't show any bad images. So, so you want to throw us a bone every once in a while, but you want to laugh, you want to do that. But, when we hit something that's sacred, like something that's underwater and something that's in the Mediterranean area,
Now let's stick with Little Mermaid for a second. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Little Mermaid's in the Mediterranean area.
Yeah. And, well, because a lot of people, a lot of people don't know where the Mediterranean is.
Yeah, so educate them.
Yeah. So let's go here.
Let's go there.
So,
yeah,
in the original Little Mermaid, Sebastian was a crab who sung reggae music.
Yeah.
Under the sea.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing, and then Ursula, we don't know what the heck Ursula was. Okay? That was blue. That white hair, that was blue.
Exactly.
Oh.
Blue or purple, depending on
whatever,
the tint of your TV.
Exactly. Whatever the heck she was. So we really don't know what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in the movie it hasn't even been fully casted yet. You know why? Here's where the fear is. With you know racism is real when white supremacists can get so upset about a kids movie.
Yeah, that's when you know. Yeah.
You know, now let me just say this. I think Disney, for the most part, when it comes to their other works, are reaching because of the history that they want to be not accountable of for the racism that, for the role of racism that they played a part in the early days of Walt Disney when Mickey didn't even talk.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Oh, wow. 19. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Warner Brothers got that same history too. Same history. Okay?
Yeah, see?
You know, so, and we know that in the way Daffy Duck is depicted. That's why I like Daffy Duck so much, because I feel like he was, when it comes to Warner Brothers, Daffy Duck was characterized a certain way. And it was all about loving bugs. But but really Daffy Duck is looked at as the clown, and Bugs is looked at as the crafty, witty, intelligent one. But here's the two things that Daffy and Bugs had in common. Elmer Fudd hated both of them.
See? Both, yeah.
Okay? So
Wascally wabbit.
Exactly. So I don't want to get too far, of course. Let's go to Disney. So Disney, underlying reason I think why Disney casted her is because they're making a lot of money off of black people.
Right.
Let's talk about it. Black Panther got heavily supported. Black Panther is one of the top grossing movies of all time.
Can I say something?
It's in that list. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
As much as I go see Marvel movies, my family saw Black Panther more than me. I only saw that one once because I went to see it again. But my family was going to see Black Panther every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Black Panther was so successful, and it should be, because Black Panther is one of the best polarizing characters in Marvel Comics. Just in comics, period. Okay?
Right.
So his movie had to be good because of how good he is in the comics. Okay?
Right.
So now, I think the success, they know, I have a feeling that Little Mermaid is going to come out around the time Black Panther does. Hear me today when I say this.
Yeah.
When the next Disney is smart. I will give them this. They are they do great business as far as them being very smart at this. I guarantee you, Little Mermaid will come out at least the same year as Black Panther, the next Black Panther.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about this. I don't want to take all the credit for this. A couple of YouTubers and people who vlog and people who are on Instagram and they talk. They brought up Lion King as a as a bookmark to talk about this topic. They said that nobody had a problem with Lion King, which takes place in the Sahara of Africa. Yeah. Hello. Takes place in the Sahara of Africa.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones playing Mufasa made sense because it's Africa. So the lions, if they talk, should have what? African accents, at least an African accent. You know, James Earl Jones has done this, okay, in Coming to America. So, you know, he could do the voice, okay. In the character of Mufasa, his brother is Scar. Jeremy Irons is British.
Yeah.
Tell me how that makes sense.
Well,
classic movie. I know we didn't think about it then, but I'm talking about it now. Jeremy Irons is English. He talked in the movie with an English accent. Where was the outrage then? Okay. Now, Simba, Kid Simba, was played by Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Remember him? Home Improvement?
Home Improvement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, no, where was the outrage then? We're still talking about Africa, Lion King in Africa. He had no African accent. Okay.
I just can't wait to be king.
The only person in the movie, and shout outs to Tyrone Magnus for saying this, the only person in the movie who had an African accent was the baboon.
The baboon, yeah.
Played by Robert Gilheim. I can't say his name right. Guillaume Benson. He played Rafiki. Yeah. The king has returned. How is it that the only brother who voiced this, I was the baboon, orangutan, whatever the heck he was, baboon. How is he the only one in Africa with an African accent?
Right, because James Earl Jones was sounding like James Earl Jones.
Exactly, he was sounding like Darth Vader. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
Simba.
And Robert Guillaume, who doesn't have an African accent in real life, was killing
it. See? Oh,
you talking about Benson.
Mm-hmm.
Benson. and
this is CNN.
Singer. Exactly.
Yeah, see?
You had Whoopi Goldberg in the movie. She played a hyena. No African accent. But
hyena.
But Whoopi Goldberg is a black woman, so that makes sense because it's Lion King. It's Africa. It's in Africa. So you got to at least have people of African descent, at least.
At least that, yeah.
Now the singing parts of Simba was voiced by Jason Weaver because Jonathan Taylor Thomas can't sing. So Jason Weaver had to be the singing part. Grown Simba, adult Simba. He was voiced by Matthew Broderick.
Oh.
Where was the outrage then? Nowhere to be found.
Bueller?
Thank you.
Cable guy?
Nowhere to be found. Let's talk about Zazu. He was voiced by Mr. Bean. I like Mr. Bean. But the point I'm making is you in the Sahara of Africa, okay? Yeah. In the jungle, the desert, the ruins, whatever.
Yes.
And now we have in the new Lion King that's about to come out, because I'm gonna get to that because I need to at this point. You have more black voice actors. And yes, there was outrage. I remember when they first announced the casting.
There was outrage.
There was outrage.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Zaccheus, what were you about to say?
Yeah, I was shining a little light on the history of Lion King. Lion King was adopted. That whole story was adopted in South Africa. And even the song "The Lion Sleeps Tonight" was taken by the Tokens. The 1961. It was they took the song from a South African folk group from back in the 50s. They took it and adopted it as their own and made it a hit. So that's the history of the Lion King. Lion King is an South African tale that was adopted and taken, and Disney adopted it, and they in return, the sisters of the people that put out the Lion Sleeps Tonight song, the sisters sued Disney over that. It was a big case.
As they should.
They sued Disney for taking the rights to the song, the rights to the story, The Lion King. So, and Disney adopted it as their own and didn't tell no one the history where it came from.
Disney does that all the time because The Little Mermaid is based on the Hans Christian Andersen book, which actually has a tragic ending.
Yeah, see?
And so...
Well, if you want to... I'm sorry, go. I'm sorry.
You could go on with the Jungle Book. It doesn't end how it ends in the Disney movie. You could go on.
Yes.
It's not the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you want to go even further than that, the original folklore of mermaids starts in early Africa.
Yeah.
That's the original folklore. Now I know people talking about the Norwegian and all that. No, that was after that. Okay? You know what I'm saying? People talking about, in Norway, first of all, I don't care. But the point I'm making is it started originally, the original folklore started in Africa, off the coast of Africa, as far as the existence of mermaids. It's folklore anyway. It's not even real. It's folklore. It literally had nothing to do with people with fish tails, but more so about swimming. So, this whole thing is just crazy. I feel like when people want to talk about stuff, they need to understand that cultural appropriation has been going on since the dawn of time. So they could talk about all of this stuff about, I don't understand this, and then it shouldn't be this because, okay, where's the outrage for y'all still painting Jesus white?
Hey, hello.
Still waiting on somebody to talk about that. Ain't no outrage about that. Y'all been, anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But see, now there's been some outrage because, people didn't like the whole fact of Donald Glover playing Simba and Beyonce playing Nala, you know what I'm saying? And Scar is played by Chitterwell and my whole thing is this. It makes sense because it takes place in Africa. So you need Africans, if not Africans, people of African descent to at least be these voices. It makes perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to say to all those people who are mad about Little Mermaid, just don't go see the movie then. Simple as that. Kids don't care. The kids don't care. The kids want to see it. They don't care about all of this stuff that that everybody else is talking about. They just want to see the movie.
No, they just want to see it. Yeah.
They don't care. The kids just want to see it. I don't hear a little kid complaining. They just want to see the movie. They ain't caring about all of this. Oh, man.
I'm talking about something that was
So
written
true.
in 1836. And y'all still fighting over it in 2019.
Exactly. All they got to do is not watch the movie. But I want to I want to give advice to some of the people out here. Don't lose your job over this topic. I'm going to tell you what I mean. This topic has been discussed in break rooms everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of opinion. This is some real stuff I'm about to say. And there's been some opinions given out. I just want to tell black people, do not fall for the trap. You will be held accountable for what you say, not what they say. You will. So So this is why at my job, and yeah, I got a 9 to 5 for people who don't know. I don't eat my lunch and spend my breaks in the break room like that. I don't.
Right.
For the times that I have, I got my headphones on.
Right.
Because I don't want to hear nothing. But most of the time, I'm not in my break room. If I'm in there, I got my headphones on, like I said. I'm tuning y'all out. They probably thought I was going to fall for the bait the other day because I'm in there just for a couple minutes with no headphones on. Hey, anybody hear about this? Why are people so mad about Ariel being black in a room full of white people?
Wow.
And then I said to him, Jalen Rose saying, "Don't you lose your job, Bill?"
Yeah, and I said to that person, I don't think we should talk about that in here. Okay, so don't fall for the trap. It happens every time. You know, a lot of people lost their job back in the early 90s when OJ got arrested. Okay, when he first got arrested, before the trial. Okay, and when the trial happened,
people lost their jobs over this.
Yes, because there were fights that took place at work because of how angry America was about this case. There was fights all over. People was losing their jobs, whether they was debating or having physical fights because OJ got off.
Wow. Yeah.
Because OJ, let me not say got off because it makes it sound like something, because it was not guilty. So so a lot of stuff happens. Same thing every time. Every time this happens at work all the time, because you know where we work. We work with everybody. So everybody's gonna have something to say. You know, because we don't own a whole bunch of businesses like that. So you know where black folks is working most of the time. You know who we working for.
Yep.
Okay? So so it's a trap. Let me say something controversial. This happened when Obama first won. Oh my God. I saw people losing their jobs.
Talk of the century.
people was fighting at work. I'm not making this up. This happened. People was getting, you know what happened. Cinema, you know what happened because you
had to move states.
Thank you, because because where you was living at the time, a wise man said to you, "Hey, I think you need to get home." And he wasn't saying that because he said you don't belong. He was just saying, "Yeah, I think you need to get home because I don't know what's gonna happen."
Wow.
Exactly. Took me out to dinner the night of the election, so I didn't have to be around where I worked.
Exactly.
Right.
And then remember Zaccheus, that young brother who got attacked out there in Rosebank waiting for a bus with a Yes We Can shirt on. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember that? You know, and that's just one story, one of many. So when something like this happens that white supremacists don't like, it becomes something. We don't make it something because as black people, we don't care. We just want you to leave us alone. Like I said, leave us alone.
Leave us alone.
Yes.
But I just don't want black people to fall for the trap.
Right.
All right.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
Okay, so
yeah. Let's
go on to the. All right.
The big story.
Now, the grand finale of this episode. I've been wanting to talk about this.
The power shift in the NBA.
Rubbing my hands together for this. Now, the biggest power move goes to the Los Angeles. I don't even give other teams props, but I will today. Goes to the Los Angeles Clippers, who just so happen to play in the same stadium, the Staples Center, as the Los Angeles Lakers. Kawhi Leonard said, "Yeah, I'll sign with you. But hold up. Get my friend Paul George here." Jerry West said, "Hold on a minute.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer." Made a phone call.
4 days.
Actually, there was a
nobody knew this was going on.
Nobody know. This is. Let me tell you something. This was the biggest surprise, and it happened late at night. I come home from watching Spider-Man. By the way, we can talk about that real quickly in a second. But I come home from watching Spider-Man. Had caught a late show, Friday night at 11:30.
Yeah.
I come home. No, I ain't get home yet. I got to the car, and I get a text from my brother who I love. He called me. No, he texted me and he said, "Yo, Kawhi to the Clippers. Oh, and by the way, with Paul George." I said, "What? How?
How, Sway? How?"
I said, "How?" Because Paul George wasn't even a free agent and he had years left on his contract. So I said, "How the heck did this happen? This had to be a trade." And that's exactly what it was. I get home and I immediately turned to ESPN. I couldn't even go to sleep because that news shook up the NBA world. We did not see this coming. We gave our predictions last episode about who we think would make it to the finals or whatever, because we was talking about who could be championship contenders. And we said if Kawhi stayed with Toronto, we said Toronto on the East. But if Kawhi went to the Clippers, Cinema, you said the Clippers on the West. Matter of fact, you went even deeper.
Yeah, he did.
You said any team Kawhi goes to is going. That's what you said. So you get props.
Yeah. I even said the Lakers, but
Let me tell you something right now. The way things are looking, potentially, we could see the Lakers and the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. That would be a sight to see. Yeah, I would watch that. I'm a Knicks fan, but I would watch that because I'm also an NBA fan too.
Yeah.
Cinema, go ahead.
Let's talk about Paul George, Patrick Beverley, and Kawhi. You got to bring the ball down against 3 of the best defenders in the league. The still leader in Paul George, the Claw, and Patrick Beverley, who's been known to lock down some of the nastiest people in the NBA. Just starting with those 3.
Yeah.
And Lou coming off the bench. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, and to add to your defense, Montrezl Harrell.
Exactly.
In the paint.
See, I'm just talking about the 3 big guys.
Right. Yes.
We're not even going deep yet.
Yeah.
How are you going to get to Montrez? Because you got to get past those 3 first.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're talking, we haven't seen a team this defensive since Jordan's Bulls.
You know what? Listen, you have 2 of the best. Okay, like you said, you have three of the best defenders in this league on the same team. 2 out of that 2 are the best scorers and defenders.
Exactly.
So, and are the best players of this league at both ends of the court.
Exactly. 2-way players.
2 of the best 2-way players in the league. Arguably, Kawhi Leonard is probably the best player. He's the best 2-way player, but he might even be the best player in the league today because Durant tore his Achilles and LeBron's getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not saying LeBron's a scrub or anything.
No, he'll never be a scrub because.
But the decline. LeBron's LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron is older, so LeBron is not able to defend in the same way he did when he was a little more spry. LeBron was a defensive beast at one point.
Right,
because
you couldn't even get by him.
Yeah, you couldn't get by him, and he was a chase down artist.
Right.
He always blocked your shot. He creeping behind you, and he's blocking your shot. I mean, this is something that he basically coined.
Iggy.
Yeah, exactly.
Got them a championship.
Yeah. Now, LeBron hasn't been the chase down artist that he used to be because he's getting older, and he's just now to this point at his career where he is catching minor injuries. So
Right.
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna retire on the Lakers?
yes.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, let me say this. Only time will tell with that. I would think that that's a great place for him to retire, but he could for sentimental value retire in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So we don't know yet. LeBron still has years. He still has good years in him to be a good player. He's still in the great player status. He's still one of the best players in the league, and still arguably, arguably, people could say he's still the best, and that would make sense because he's been the best for years. But the point I'm making is that if he wants to retire on a good note, then he's gonna have to retire sooner than his body tells him.
Right.
Now, if he's just gonna play in the league until he's tired of playing, like that of a Kobe Bryant or a Vince Carter, then I don't know what kind of note he's leaving on. But if he wants to retire on a high note, then he's gonna retire pretty soon. Maybe after his contract ends. I don't know. I can't call it, but we'll see. But I know he definitely wants to win more championships before he goes.
But
the Clippers made a strong power move. They're better coached than the Lakers. Okay.
Yeah.
They already are a team that has established chemistry, and all they had to do was give up was Gallinari, Shea. Oh God, what's his name? Gilgeous. I'm trying to say his name. Gilgeous Alexandra. It's kind of hard to say his name, but anyway.
Yeah.
And then they gave up 5 first round picks, but 4 of them are unprotected.
Yeah.
So good luck with that, OKC, because the Clippers are not going to have any lottery picks if they're going to finish if they're going to finish every year with in the next couple years with a record of 45 wins and up, or 50 wins and up. If you're going to finish with 50 wins and up, you're not going to the lottery. That's hard to do. So, but OKC had to do this because of this. Let's get into why this happened. They love Paul George. But to be honest with you, how far is Oklahoma City going now with just Paul George and Westbrook? They're not going pretty far in today's West.
First round.
That's it.
Yeah, it's sad because...
And they blamed it on Melo, got rid of him. And still first round.
Yeah, Oklahoma City had a great Paul George was really a great player, man. I mean, man,
he had an MVP. He had an MVP season.
Yeah.
As far as the stats that he put up.
Oklahoma's losing the gem,
but it wasn't enough to beat Portland. So I get it. Another thing, Westbrook's contract and Paul George's contract in their last years would have put them in a very uncomfortable luxury tax. Now they're already in. Now with Westbrook's contract continuing, they're already in the luxury tax. Now let's talk about the salary cap rules. There's no penalty for a team that is in the luxury tax by their own players prior to the luxury tax. So if you've already made a deal with these players prior to the luxury tax, you're not in a cap. It doesn't hurt the cap because you're still within the rules of this was a player that I signed prior to this happening, but this is how much he's going to make in his last year. So they're looking at how there's 4 years left on Westbrook's contract. Westbrook's team, according to ESPN, has requested a trade now. There's interest from the Miami Heat and the Detroit Pistons. Me personally, I think the Pistons is a good place for him to go. That's just my opinion. I think that's a good place for him to go. He could team up with Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. If he goes to Miami, good move for him. I just don't know where Miami's going. I really don't know where Miami's going, to be honest with you.
Right.
I really don't. I think he has a better chance with Detroit of being competitive in the East. My opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Financially, in order for them to even take this on, they had to kind of work this out because deals were already signed early in free agency. So now they have to kind of figure out how can we move, because there's already been contracts that were signed. Some weren't signed. Some are being reworked. Meaning it was dealt, and then now it has to be reworked to bring other players in. So you have a situation. Oklahoma City wants to trade Westbrook. Well, according to ESPN, they're saying that that Oklahoma City wants to trade Westbrook before the season starts because they feel it'll be harder to move him in the mid-year during the All-Star break.
Yeah, because that's a lot of money.
Exactly.
You got to deal with that going into the season, not in the middle of the season. Your cap shifts middle of the season. That's a problem.
Right. Mm-hmm. Also, teams usually go jump out of bids during the midseason because midseason is usually when injuries occur.
Right.
It's crazy, but true. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cinema. Go ahead. Take over.
And there was a rumor before that they were trying to deal Paul George and Westbrook to Toronto.
Talk about it.
And Toronto refused the deal.
But there's a reason, though.
I know there's a reason.
They wanted Paul. They didn't want Westbrook.
Yeah, but they wanted Paul.
They wanted Paul. They didn't want Westbrook. And OKC, the mastermind that they are, they use Toronto as a bargaining chip to get what they want from the Clippers because the Clippers had the draft picks to give.
Right.
Toronto didn't have that.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, Toronto didn't want to go on a luxury tax over taking Westbrook because that's exactly what would have happened. And Oklahoma City was asking for Pascal Siakam.
Yep.
I forgot who else they was asking for. They was asking for some people that Toronto wasn't comfortable parting with.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man.
I don't blame Toronto for not wanting this deal. I don't blame them.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Because well, I'm not going to say it like that. But, it's like I said last episode, Durant just went back to the situation he left on another team.
Yeah.
With Kyrie.
The
May not be as bad as Westbrook, but similar.
Yeah. Well, the Clippers are going to be a strong team. I mean, they took Golden State Warriors with KD. He was healthy at this time. To Game 7.
Right.
In the first round. Without any superstars. Now they got two of them.
And you just added 2 without even losing anybody important.
Thank you.
You still got Sweet Lou coming off the bench.
Yeah,
he's totally comfortable.
That'd be some face stuff, yeah.
You have a superior championship winning coach.
Yes.
In Doc Rivers.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. That would be something to see.
I know Laker fans are saying no rings, no nothing. And I'm like, didn't Kawhi just give a franchise
history
a ring that didn't have one? Is this dude out to just make history? I'm gonna go to every team that don't have a ring and get one. What
Listen, Kawhi wanted to go home. Paul George went home. You got two people.
Skip is going crazy.
Mm-hmm. Two people who are from the LA area are now coming home. Cause that's where Paul. And you know what's interesting? I thought back when Paul George was going to make his decision, I thought he was going to sign with the Lakers at that time because I figured, hey, he wants to go back to L.A. because that's what people kept saying. He wants to go back to L.A. and he wants to play for an L.A. team. And at that time, they thought it was going to be the Lakers. He ended up re-upping with the Thunder. So now he's where he probably should be. Yeah. And that's fine. So now it's kind of like, what do the Thunder do now? The Thunder are probably going to hit the reset button, but they'll keep Steven Adams.
Yeah, okay.
He's a free agent.
Him too?
Yeah.
Wow.
That nucleus is gone. And after what they did to Inescanta, a lot of people weren't happy there. And they said Russell had demanded a trade.
Yes.
So
that's how it is, man.
That front office hasn't changed since they left Seattle.
Yes.
You can change scenery, but you run it into the ground.
Well, I tell you what though,
they would have been the perennial team out the West. Before Golden State could have put themselves together.
Yeah,
if they would have kept that nucleus they had. And Ibaka got his ring. Durant got his ring.
Well, remember that nucleus blew a 3-1 lead in the Western Conference Finals against Golden State when they won their first championship.
Yeah, see,
ain't that something?
Yeah. No, Harden wasn't there no more.
Exactly. No, but I'm saying it goes to show you that it worked up until that point. Because,
but I'm saying if you don't get rid of Harden, you don't get rid of Green. I mean, Golden State didn't come up immediately after they lost to Miami. They could have had years in between before even Golden State came.
It's when they when they got Draymond.
Yeah, that changed everything.
That when they got Draymond and Steve Kerr as a coach. Yeah. Yes, that did change.
That changed everything.
Wow. Yeah. See.
So, you know, I mean, but look, Zaccheus.
Yeah. So,
what do you think the next move should be for Westbrook? Should Westbrook just stick it out, or should he be traded?
I think Westbrook should stick it out. I don't really. I'm just seeing the way how he played, man. It just fits him really well. I think he should just stick it out right now. But you never know. Yeah, I think it's. I'm thinking. What do you think? He should just stick it out.
I think he should. I think he should go to the East. Put him in the Eastern Conference and let him battle with Kyrie Irving and Kemba Walker. And really make this interesting. I think if he doesn't, this is my opinion. I don't think he should go to Miami. That ain't helping. Yes, he'll be there with Jimmy Butler. Okay. But not enough. I think he should go to the Pistons because I think that team fits his play style. And he has Blake Griffin and Drummond there. He has a front court. That's a very competitive front court. I like that front court, Drummond and Blake Griffin. I do. Blake Griffin is not the player he once was when he was with the Clippers during the Lob City era with DeAndre Jordan and Chris Paul, but he still can give you 20. You know, he still can give you 20 a game. You know, he did that this year. You know, so.
Yeah, he's a valuable player.
He still is. He still is.
Yeah.
I think his play style fits better with Detroit. Detroit made it to the playoffs last year. They got bounced out the first round. They only won like one game. But can you imagine? Wait, hold on. Did they win one game or did they get swept, Cinema?
I believe they got swept. Blake came back, got hurt again.
Okay. So they got swept. You put Westbrook on that team, they're not getting swept. They're not going to the finals, but they're not getting swept with Westbrook on that team. No. It's not happening.
Yeah.
It's a very different matchup on the East than it is on the West. Now, when they play Portland, listen, Portland played their best series, okay, that year. They played their best series against Oklahoma City. Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum was on fire in that series. Nobody was beating them in that series. It wasn't happening.
Paul George, that was a bad shot. Not for Dame when you look at the percentages. He shoots 50% from out there.
Well, you know, it was a bad shot that went in. I mean, to him, it was a bad shot that went in. Paul George, all due respect, you're salty because you will forever be in that highlight. That's why you're mad.
Look, if you look at the percentages of how he was shooting,
yeah.
If you're looking at analytics, which we use now, you better be guarding that. Well, that's like if Steph shoot Dame and Steph are two people. If they shoot from there,
they have their range is crazy. They don't know that about Dame.
Yeah, see,
you better put a hand in their face.
Well, Dame,
percentage wise, Dame has the percentages to support it, but people don't. They don't do their research.
Dame has the percentage. He just doesn't have the 3-point attempts that Steph has. So that's why Paul George doubted that, because he's like, man, he ain't hitting that. Damian Lillard said, I don't want to go to game 7. I don't want, no, I'm sorry. He said, I don't want to go overtime. Right. I'm ending this now.
Yeah.
That was the mentality of that shot. Because if he would have missed it, they just would have went to overtime.
Right. He's like, I'm putting in a dagger, and then it hits it, and then he waves bye-bye and doesn't even turn.
Yeah. Doesn't even turn it. See?
That's just the iconic highlight you're going to see forever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And he was being taunted that whole series. He was being disrespected that whole series by the Thunder. I get it. It's competitive basketball.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's competitive basketball. But Mike Tyson says everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happened to the Thunder. Cinema, any more you want to say on this?
Okay. I agree with what you're saying with Detroit, with Westbrook.
Yeah.
Teams that should not touch him are the Knicks, the 76ers, Boston, and Orlando. Because Orlando has a good young core. Don't destroy that.
Hey, I'm glad you mentioned the Knicks. Here's the reason why the Knicks are not going to touch him.
I know.
In the year 2021, I'm going to name some free agents here. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see?
Okay, yeah, that's one. That's one. C.J. McCollum.
Mm-hmm.
It's another one. Blake Griffin. It's another one. So this is why the Knicks have to be careful about contracts with certain players. And in that last year, Westbrook is going to make $47 million. Westbrook will
Which is going to kill your cap.
Yes, and Westbrook will be 34 years old.
Yep.
So we don't know what his health is going to be at 34. I mean, his play style is attack, attack, attack.
Yes.
When you get older, you can't run like that no more. You can't jump like that no more. So is Westbrook going to still be playing at the same speed at 34? No, I don't think so. Will he still be a good player? Absolutely. Will he still be a starter at 34? Yes. He'll still be that level of talent as a starting point guard. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't know what type of if he becomes a more knockdown shooter, then that can help transition his game when he slows down. But time will only tell. But I think the best place for him is the Detroit Pistons. I'm a Knicks fan, but I've always liked through the years and certain eras what the Pistons have done as an organization.
Yeah.
And I think this will be good for the Pistons, great for that city of Detroit. And I hope that works out. Here's the thing about me being a Knicks fan. You could agree with this, Cinema. We're Knicks fans. We love our team. We always love when we're in the playoff picture, the competitive picture at least, right? But at the same time, we respect other big markets too. So we know for NBA relevance, We need Chicago. I'm just in the Eastern Conference. I'm not going to get into the West. You need Chicago to be good. You need Boston. You need, I guess I'll say Indiana. Jesus Christ, this is hard for me to say because that's a rival. But I guess you need them. Okay. You need Detroit to be relevant. You do. You need
Philly.
You need Philly. You need Philly to be relevant. You know, these markets, for the NBA to be successful, you need them all to be relevant at the same time, because there was a point of time where all of those that we just mentioned were all relevant in the same era. All of them. Yeah. All of them. Yeah. They were in the playoffs every year. Every year.
And that was big TV shares.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people in big markets, hate to say it, won't watch if their team's not there. Because that's how big markets work. You get us the hardcore basketball fans from those big markets, but after their team was eliminated, like here, after the 76ers got eliminated around where I live. I live in Delaware, North Delaware, right under Pennsylvania. No one was watching, except for basketball people. Like if you talk to people about it, they weren't even talking about. My neighbors weren't even talking about basketball no more after the Sixers were eliminated.
I got some more proof for you. Do you know that these finals were terribly rated until the game that KD came back?
Right, in America. Right, it was only getting a share in Canada. It wasn't even. It was only getting a 25% share.
It was one of the lowest Zaccheus hitters. One of the lowest, not the lowest, but one of the lowest within the last 10 years. Lowest viewed NBA finals until that game that KD came back. He came back, them ratings jumped.
Let me have a confession. I didn't watch game 3 or 4 myself.
Right.
I barely watched game 1 and 2. I watched 3. But yeah, you're right. I wasn't locked in until the end. But it had been in the earlier ones. I didn't really watch it from start to finish. I'd probably watch a quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I would watch
But I watched the game KD came back.
Absolutely.
Right.
Look. It just boils down to this. The NBA just got even more interesting because now we don't know who's gonna win. For the past couple of years, it's been boring. It's been Golden State, and I said this in that episode. We talked about this before. Yeah. But this year we have a good element of surprise. I'm glad at what happened. I think it's a good move for the NBA. Okay.
Yes.
Knicks fan all the way through, but I like what they did. That way for it makes good entertainment. It makes good TV. And I'm excited for this year. First, I'm excited for my Knicks, and then second, I'm excited for the question mark on who's going to go to where they're going to go, because we really don't know. We could predict, but we really don't know. And that's a good thing about this year, this upcoming season.
Yeah, we're gonna actually have to watch the season this year.
Exactly.
You don't really watch the season. You're just waiting for the playoffs.
But a lot of people do that, So yeah.
Yeah, but this season you don't. When you don't know who's coming out, you got to see the teams to kind of know who has what, because you don't really know. Like if you know, it doesn't matter what all these guys like, even Houston. Houston could do all this in the season, blah, 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 blah. That's what you say. They're going to let's see if someone could knock Golden State. A hobbled Golden State made it to the finals.
Right.
Let's not forget.
Yeah.
A hobbled Golden State made it to the finals.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? Golden State has more. The West actually got better.
Yeah.
They was already good. So the West got better this season. The East got better this season. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. So
balance.
Right. It's helping out the balance. That's why I want Westbrook to go to the East.
Right. That'll help it out.
That'll help it out.
Staying on OKC, because they're not going to be competitive for a few years.
No.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. Those draft picks they're picking up, they got to rebuild.
Yeah.
But they always get talent in the draft. They're good at that.
Yes, they are.
They were good at that in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping it together, that's
Mm-hmm.
a whole nother issue for them.
The whole other issue,
But they draft well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're gonna wrap this up. You know, Cinema, anything you want to say on any of the topics there? Any last things you want to add on to?
I'll just say something about the Ariel thing. You know, it's like, you know, we're dealing in an age where no one would say that in your face. So all these, you know, cyber gangsters, like I like to call them, you know, you could keep your hashtag, because if you saw me in the street, you wouldn't even say that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
About, you know, it's just like, you know, and all that culture goes to even what happened to the young man.
Right.
You know, it's like you want to be a tough guy, but you're not even really a tough. You take the punk's way out, like I did something tough. You know,
Mm-hmm.
his lawyer's trying to keep him out of jail for a reason, because you know what's gonna happen back in the jail after doing that.
Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You know, if you what's that movie with Curtis Mayfield? I can't remember the name of it from the 70s. I'm not gonna go there.
Superfly.
Okay.
Superfly.
The old one, yeah, the original one.
Not Superfly, Short Eyes, about the guy who went to jail.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
The guy went to jail, and then he wasn't guilty. Then he confessed to somebody about molesting some kid, and they killed him.
Wow.
See, I'm old. I'm sorry, y'all. Short Eyes. It's one of them cult classics. I think Curtis Mayfield died in that movie too. He was jamming in prison. It's a jail movie.
Oh, that's how Curtis Mayfield died?
In that movie.
Oh, wow.
His character.
Okay.
So basically, if he go back in, he might not make it out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because you know what happens inside of prisons, whether you right or wrong. You know, a lot of people, you know, they have to put people in solitary to keep them alive for stuff like that. Because people who have life and stuff, it's gonna end you. Because they ain't got nothing to lose.
Oh yeah, see? Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
It's just facts.
Yeah.
You know, whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's amazing.
That's why you had to keep Zimmerman. That's why they kept Zimmerman out.
Mm-hmm. Zimmerman, oh man. Cool.
Because they get you inside.
Yeah.
Especially those dudes ain't got nothing to lose. You a tough guy?
I'm a tough guy, yeah.
Especially if they know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Zaccheus.
Zaccheus.
Yeah, so we already know that the Clippers are looking good so far for the next season.
Yeah.
That's about it right now. And also, this is going on. This week, the Ariel thing. Let's see. I'm gonna look at that and see what's going on with that too eventually. But just don't see, like we just said earlier, Fifth and Cinema. Just don't see the movie. You know, if you got
a problem, just don't see the movie.
Yeah,
stay home.
Exactly.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
If I don't like something, I ain't going.
Right.
Yeah.
I might go see Uber.
I'm gonna tell all young black people this: keep your eyes peeled open, and be aware of your surroundings.
Exactly.
Be aware of what neighborhood you go into. Know about it before you go in and walk into it. Be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
So that's all I got. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that's important.
And at that point, you want to turn your music off, not because you think somebody's gonna feel unsafe, because you need to feel safe. You need to be aware of your surroundings. Loud music will deter your that's not the right word I want to say, but it will distract your sense of awareness.
Yes.
You need to hear.
As soon as I get in my house, I turn down
my
music.
You need,
because I'm looking to see.
especially when it's dark outside, especially nighttime.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I play my music, but if I'm going to be going into a place like that, I'm going to turn it off because I need to know, first off, I need to know what's going on around me before when I'm driving in and right before I get out the car. There have been situations where I drove up somewhere and drove right out.
Wow.
Because something wasn't right.
You look at it, right, exactly. You turn on you're like, nah, keep it moving. I'll go over there. When it doesn't feel right, don't go.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Always trust your instinct.
Yep. All right. That's the last thing I had to say. We're going to get up out of here. Cinema, where can they reach you?
Cinemascapes on Twitter, Cinemascapes and Cinemascapes Music on Instagram, Cinemascapes Music on Facebook, and Spotify. Cinemascapes on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, Google Play, Rhapsody, and so on.
Zaccheus, where can they reach you?
You hit me up on Facebook, Wayne Zaccheus, Zaccheus Bacchus on Facebook, also on Twitter, Zaccheus B73, and on Instagram, Zaccheus B73 on Twitter, Wayne Bacchus 2 on Twitter. Yep, yeah.
I'm sorry, I ain't laughing at you. I just saw something on Facebook. All right, y'all. Y'all can get at me on at the Fifth General on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. All right, we're gonna get up out of here. This was another great episode of the Round Circle with me, the Fifth General, Zaccheus and Cinemascapes. We'll get to y'all next time. All right, peace.